What is up, Fin fans? How's everyone doing today? What's up, Fin fans? Got a good one for you guys today. I don't know if my camera's too close or not, but you're getting an up close look at my beautiful face. Got 15 of you guys in here. Got 10 likes already. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. So just give you guys a quick recap. Not even a recap, just a quick what the plan is for today's live stream. I am wearing a hat today because my hair is just really long and I haven't cut it myself because every time I cut it myself, it's kind of so I'm wearing a hat today. I'm wearing one of my favorite hats. And if you look on this side, one of my favorite hats. So today, Chan Gailey, Studsville, the running back coach, the offensive line coach and the quarterbacks coach and the wide receiver coach met with the media today. And mostly we're going to talk about Chan Gailey, the running backs coach, the offensive line coach, and one thing that the quarterbacks coach said. Wide receiver coach and tight end coach, I didn't really touch upon. Their press conference is on Miami Dolphins YouTube channel, but essentially I'm going to tell you guys what the coaches had to say. So you know how in my normal videos I like to read off what they have to say. But what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about what the coaches had to say. I want to get your guys' opinions on it, and I'm going to go back and forth. So it's a little give and take. But what's up, everybody? I'm going to say hi to everyone that came in the chat. Simon, Larry, Lewis, Chris, Chandler, Lyrics, Eric, David, Benjamin, Flipside, Jack, Big Boy Sports News, Mike, Durrell, Stewart. What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing? Be sure to hit that thumbs up. Lets me know you like what you're doing. What's up? Life's a gamble. How you doing, brother? Good afternoon, Fins Nation. What's up, Fin Strong? The old heave-ho. How's your family? They're doing good, Jose. What's up, Doug? Hope I'm not late. No? You're about 2 minutes late. So in Brian Flores' thought process, you are late. Because when you're early, you're on time. When you're on time, you're late. And when you're late, you gotta go touch that TNT wall. When do I move? Hopefully next weekend. So, if news breaks, I'm going to be giving you guys videos, but you're going to start noticing things are going to start missing from the wall behind me because I'm in the process of packing up. I wish I could turn the camera around and show you. The wall behind me over here is the wall that has all my comic book stuff that I shoot for my channel, DouglieDoWrong Studio. Go over, check it out, subscribe. That's empty. There's nothing behind the camera anymore. I packed it all up. Yes, football is close. So let's jump into this. Let's talk about what Chan Gailey had to say because I really want to interact and I really want to talk with you guys. So let's get through what the coaches had to say. Oh, what's up, Ink Raven? How you doing, brother? So let's talk about what the coaches had to say, and then we'll get what you guys had to say. So we're going to start with Chan Gailey. He said for the past 3 years, he's been literally just watching children play and been playing golf, and that's why he was compelled to return to the Miami Dolphins and to the NFL. He said he was surprised by getting the call, felt very strongly about making the return. He said that Brian Flores, get this, right at the end of the season called him. Do you guys remember when Brian Flores fired Chad O'Shea? Was it right at the end of the season, or was it a little bit after the end of the season? Do you guys remember? Because I don't think it was right at the end of the season. So I'm thinking he was in contact with Chan Gailey before he fired Chad O'Shea. But I think he knew that he was going to move on from Chad O'Shea during the season because he probably saw things weren't going the way he wanted it to. Then he talks about, Fitz. He talks about Fitz a lot. So, they've been 6 seasons together. Well, this is their 6th season together. Him and Fitz coaching and, all that stuff. He's saying being comfortable with the players was big, actually more than comfortable. If I hadn't been a part, it might have been different. So essentially what he's saying is if Ryan Fitzpatrick wasn't the quarterback on the team, he wouldn't have came out of retirement. I don't even think he retired. He wouldn't have came back to coach if Fitzpatrick wasn't on the team. So Fitzpatrick is the reason Chan Gailey came back, because he's played 5 seasons. He's coached him for 5 seasons. This is now his 6th season having him as his quarterback if he wins the starting roster. We tried to do this to stay balanced. It works. See, this is the thing, guys. I make my notes and I write them so fast that sometimes I don't even understand them. I want us to be balanced football team. So I know that the thing that's out there is essentially that Chan Gailey runs a very spread offense. He runs a very, heavy wide receiver base. He doesn't like to run the ball. Well, he's saying now that he wants to stay more balanced, especially you bring in a Breida, especially bring in a Jordan Howard. You want to be more balanced when it comes to running the ball, because if you're just pass heavy, then you're not going to be successful. You have to run the ball in the NFL. You adapt to players, you have adjust your scheme, see who you have at sometimes even it goes week to week. So essentially, he talks about, he always has changed his scheme depending on the players he has. If you guys remember and go back, what's up, Vic? How you doing, brother? I didn't see you in there. If you go back in 2008 when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs, that was Tony Gonzalez's best year, because he found who is the best player on the team, who is the player I need to build this offense around, and that's what we're going to do. So expect that. I was so badly wanted to say Harry Potter spell when I said expect that. Expect Chan Gailey to pinpoint whoever on the Miami Dolphins offense is the breadwinner, the star, if it's 1, 2, 3, 4 more players, and expect him to build the offense around them. Like I said, 2008, Tony Gonzalez, best year, built it around him. So expect that. The future, the past says 4-12. I can't help you, bud. I can't help you. You think what you think, and I'm not going to try to change your mind, but 5-11, they add talent, and they're going to lose more games. Gotcha. All right. Just wanted to make sure I let that sink in, because, it's just, I'm trying to make sense of it, and I can't make sense of it. He says, I hope I have a big impact on Tua's development, but a lot will depend on his health and his grasp of the offense. But I think that's with any quarterback. But yes, of course, he needs to stay healthy. But that goes with any player, because I've said it time and time again that we've seen players in college never get injured, come into the NFL and are injury prone. I've seen players in college who are constantly injured and have done great in the NFL. Frank Gore, 2 ACL injuries. He tore his ACL and later that season re-injured the ACL. The guy has been playing for 15 seasons. So when it comes to looking at Tua's injury history, it's just like, you never know. You never know. What is the season record prediction video coming out? Andre, I normally do it right before the season starts, because then, on a normal off season, I get to see training camp, I get to see OTAs, I get to see minicamp, I get to see preseason, I get to see how the team is, I get to see how other NFL teams are doing, whether there's injuries, whether there's stuff like that. So then right before the season starts, I get to look at the schedule again and be like, all right, well, these teams are like this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm still going to do it this season, but it's going to be a little bit different. It's all how they take care of their body. Exactly, David. So he talks about Fitz again. This is the one thing about Fitz through the years. I've had him. He is a team player. He's going to try to be the best he can be and be a great player at the same time. He shares his knowledge, shares his experience. That's what makes him a unique guy. Now, I just want to talk about Fitz real quick. Ryan Fitzpatrick has been playing in the NFL 15 seasons. 15 seasons. A lot of people want to poo-poo on Ryan Fitzpatrick. Don't get me wrong. There is the Ryan Fitz tragic and there is the Fitz magic aspect of Ryan Fitzpatrick. If he wasn't a good player, if he wasn't a decent player, he would not be in the NFL for 14 to 15 seasons. Now, yes, like I said, there are times where he is crap, right? There's times where he'll throw you 3 interceptions, and then there's times he'll throw 6 touchdowns. If he wasn't a good, decent quarterback, I'm not saying great, not saying elite, not saying anything, but if he wasn't a decent, good quarterback, he wouldn't have been in the season for 14, 15 years. I can name you a handful of quarterbacks that didn't even make it to what, 6 years in the league? So, yes, Fitzpatrick Fitzpatrick is not going to take the team, throw him on his back, win you a Super Bowl. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Ben Roethlisberger. He's not Drew Brees. But he's not garbage. He's not because then he wouldn't be in the league anymore. Matt Leinart, Mark Sanchez. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You pick it up where I put it down. Why wouldn't we try our out Rosen last year when we traded for him the future? Oh, you guys are having a conversation about Rosen. I want to talk about Rosen after I get done talking about Gailey. We communicate well and he understands. Let's talk about Fitz a little bit more. We communicate well and he understands what we're trying to get done. We try to put him in the best position to be successful and allow him to use what he does to win games. I respect him as a person, certainly as a player. Gailey and Fitz have a very tight connection, a very tight relationship. Again, they've worked together for 5 seasons, so he's going to have some type of connection to him. Then he also talks about Tua. Look at the success he had. He's obviously a very good leader. His ability to throw the football, his touch, his game management. There were a bunch of good quarterbacks we could have taken. We could have taken several of them. We were very glad to get Tua. He also says Tua is the first lefty quarterback he's worked with. It will take some mental gymnastics to work with a lefty quarterback. He never worked with a lefty quarterback. Now, he talks about the evolution of his offense and the wide receivers, and then he's done. If you will notice something, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he does not, and I'm not saying, let me say what I'm going to say. Listen to what I'm going to say. And before you freak out, let me explain myself. He did not say or mention Josh Rosen. When Fitzpatrick was doing his press conference, he did not say or mention Josh Rosen. When Brian Flores did his press conference, he barely mentioned Josh Rosen. Now, here's the thing. Because I could feel it. I'm not even looking at the chat right now. I can feel it. That doesn't say anything about Josh Rosen making the team or not, but I just find it interesting, right? I think it is also pushed on the fact of people asking questions. So if you do read these things, and if you do read articles, and if you do read things where articles say, well, they didn't mention Josh Rosen, because I noticed that when Fitzpatrick did his press conference, a lot of beat writers were saying, hey, did you notice he didn't mention Josh Rosen? What they answer is because of what they're asked. So if Gailey's asked a ton about Fitzpatrick because Fitzpatrick was with him for 5 years, and if Gailey's asked a ton about Tua Tagovailoa because Tua is the new sexy 5th round pick, he's going to answer those questions. If you don't ask him a question about Josh Rosen, he's not going to answer those questions. Just want to preference that, right? Because you're going to hear a lot of, hey, he didn't talk about Josh Rosen. That means Josh Rosen's not going to be on the team. That means Josh Rosen's not going to make the team. Not necessarily. It just, they're not asked the question. You know what I'm saying? You pick up what I'm putting down? What are you guys thinking? Rosen has to grasp another offense, but I don't think that's his strong suit at all. We'll see. Gailey has said that 5th overall. Yes, you're right, Jack. 5th overall. 5th pick, yes. We'll see. Gailey has said that he likes to fit the offense around the players. So we'll see. Quarterback battle is going to be sweet. Yes, it is. We have 3 very good, capable quarterbacks. Yeah, Doug, Tua was a 5th round pick. You guys know what I mean. Jesus. I'm going to keep saying it now. Rosen will get a chance to compete. Nothing is given. Exactly, Patrick. What receivers do you think will bring in? I talked about that in my last video. I think the 2 that they tried out, they might bring in. When's the Q&A? That's tomorrow. Stay calm, Roadrunner's here now. Oh no. Thank God you're here now, not about 2 minutes ago, Roadrunner, when I was just talking about somebody. He talks about Chan Gailey talks about the evolution of the offense. The terminology is the same, but it's changed because of the personnel we've had, and that's what we'll do here. We will adapt to the personnel we have. Like I said, Chan Gailey always has adapted his offense throughout the years to the personnel he has. Again, just to reiterate, go back to 2008 when Tony Gonzalez had his best year with the Chiefs. You'll see why. I think it was 2008. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 2008. He talks about wide receivers. He says, watching film from last year, there were a lot of talent on the field that made a lot of plays in the last half of the season. And it wasn't just one or two guys. We know about Parker, but there are more than just one good wide receiver. He's not wrong, ladies and gentlemen. The second half of the season was when the Dolphins were doing their thing like a chicken wing, right? They won 5 games. I think they were like 5. They won like 5 of the last 7 or 8. So they were like 5-3 the last half of the season. It was a really good team. Now, I'm sorry. Not a really good team. But they won 5. They were 5-3. A lot of the wide receiver, Preston Williams wasn't playing the second half of the season. It was Devontae Parker, Isaiah Ford. Other guys were plugging in, and he notices that. He says, that great wide receiver, the great wide receiver I've been around, the artists, they run their routes and paint a different picture every time. I want guys to be able to go out and get creative. He wants these guys to be able to do their thing. He wants these guys to be able to, do all that. 5 of the last 7, so they went 5-2. Like, come on. It all depends on the O-line, who starts. Like Doug says, if they gel into his starts, if they are blowing through the line, then Rosen or Fitz will start. We'll see about that, Chandler. I think regardless, whoever the best quarterback is going to start. I don't think it really depends on the line. I think it depends on who gets the offense, who performs the best, because the offensive line can be a brick wall, right? But say Tua's out there and he still doesn't have a grasp on the offense. His motor and his processing of the play is going to be a hitch too slow. And in the NFL, how fast this game is, you can't be a hitch too slow. So you have to have a grasp on the offense, and you have to be able to run it smoothly. So I think that is what is going to decide who the starting quarterback is who's the best quarterback when it comes to throwing all that stuff, and who has a grasp of the offense, because you can't be out there and take a second because you don't understand, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get sacked, throwing an interception because your throw's too late. You can't risk the future on a bad O-line. Sorry, Dieter wasn't any good. Yeah, he wasn't bad, because you're not wrong. But you can't really knock the kid because the whole offensive line was bad. Fitz will know this offense the best. Can he learn while starting? Does he have the aptitude? I think he does. I think Tua Tagovailoa is extremely smart. But yeah, 202 in here. I only need about 27 more of you guys to hit a thumbs up to get this to 100. So let's do that as I talk about what the running back coach has to say. There's not much left. Running backs coach, offensive line. And then the quarterback coach said one thing I just want to talk about. Like I said, they also interviewed, they did all the whole offense. They also interviewed the wide receiver and the tight ends coach. I'm not going to really talk about them, and more be interested in hearing what you guys have to say and chat with you guys. So go to their YouTube channel if you want to hear what those other guys have to say. I know the tight end coach talked about Adam Sheehan. And the wide receivers coach kind of talked about the opt-outs and stuff like that. What's up, Phillip? So if you want to check that out. But the running back coach, Studsville, I love the name. We're excited about the addition of Jordan Howard. Love his size. He's got good feet for a big back. We love his vision. Guys, people underestimate? What's up, Dolphinator? People really do underestimate. Wow, you guys got it to 112 likes. That was quick. I appreciate that. Do you a lot of people underestimate Jordan Howard and think that he is doo-doo because his last 2 years have not been as good as his first 2 years, right? He 1,000-yard rusher for the first 2 years, did really decent. Last year had to split carries with Cohen, still had 9 touchdowns, and then last year he had an injury that kind of hindered him. From 2016 to 2019, he had the third most rushing yards behind Todd Gurley and Ezekiel Elliott, and he has more rushing yards in the same amount of span of time. That's not even English, Douglas, as Derrick Henry. So keep underestimating Jordan Howard because I can't wait for him to run people over. He also said the running backs coach says we still have to see how this thing plays out. Right now, we're getting them ready for the opportunity to prove that they can do what they can do. Because again, the running backs were bad last year. To have the starting running back or the leading rusher on your team be Ryan Fitzpatrick and not even be Lamar Jackson is not good. Last thing he talks about, that I'm going to talk about that he talks about Balaj. We all know how we feel about Balaj, but he talks about Balaj and he says, I'm going forward with Kalen. He's a smart guy. He's passionate about this. He wants to be fixed. Yes, he wants it to be fixed. He wants it to be fixed. Again, I write this crap, and half of the time I'm like scribbling like a main man. He's going to give Kalen his chance. So I don't know if what he's saying here kind of gives you the implication that he's going to make the roster, but he wants to give the guy a chance, and he wants him to be able to fix what he's doing. Still waiting for DDW cheerleader show. Shakes finger at Doug. What do you mean cheerleader show? What is that? I'm not putting a cheerleading outfit on, if that's what you're saying. I want Breida to start this year. Lewis, it's going to be a 1-2 back set. So there's not really going to be a starter unless you mean like start the game on offense, like take the first series. That's a possibility. Let's talk about the O-line coach, Steve Marshall. He says we're going to be a multiple set. Got good football players up there. So different schemes when it comes to zone running, when it comes to power running, all that stuff. We don't have answers as to what we're going to be schematically without pads even coming on, but we still be multiple. It's hard. The hardest thing to assess without pads on and going through walkthroughs is the defensive line, the offensive line, linebackers, and running backs. Because you don't know how good they are unless they get tackled or make contact. And those are the positions that need the most contact. Wide receivers, corners, and quarterbacks, you kind of assess and see how they are without pads on. It's everything else you need pads on. Talks about Hunt. Robert Hunt, productive player at the college every day, is a new adventure for him mentally. Competing his tail off. He said they haven't decided yet if he's going to be playing right tackle or right guard. I honestly think it'll be a battle between him and Jesse Davis, and the winner will probably get the tackle position and the loser will probably get the guard position. I know you guys want Solomon Kinley to potentially have the guard position. I think they're all going to compete, but me personally, I think it's going to be Jesse Davis and Hunt, either right guard, right tackle. He says on right versus lefty quarterback, which is a huge debate, that right tackle, left tackle versus right and left quarterback. He says there's some truth in the difference between the left and right tackle debate, but at the same end of the day, they want the best 5 on the field. And I've talked about that. It doesn't matter which side it is. Both tackles have to be good, because you're either facing down a guy who just got beat and you're about to take a sack, or you don't see it coming. I think it's better if you don't see it coming, because then you don't rush your throws. But what do I know? We are going to feel a sense of trepidation. Use the word trepidation, which means nervousness. I didn't. Putting rookie tackles to start regular season, regardless of whether they played a preseason or not. So he's saying, even if there was a preseason, they're still super nervous to put rookie tackles out there with Austin Jackson and potentially Robert Hunt. That's the biggest thing that worries me about this team. Because if those 2 tackles play like garbage, it's going to be another long year, and it's going to be a hard season. I don't know if the tackle position struggles. I don't know if the Dolphins can pull off a winning season. 7-9. If those tackles are struggling, and I'm like, but if the tackles can hold their all and have a decent season, and I'm not talking great elite, I'm saying decent, I think the Dolphins can go like 9-7. And then last thing, quarterback coach came out here. And he said, Tua hasn't gotten on the field yet. I haven't seen him live and in person throw a football. He's got to come in and learn what we're trying to do first. And then, they talked about some other crap. But that to me was interesting, that Tua hasn't thrown yet. And I think they're bringing him along slowly. I don't know why. I don't Maybe they're just doing walkthroughs, so we'll see what he can do come not next week, the week after. I think it is next week when training camp actually starts for them, and then the pads come on, I think, next Monday. But it's interesting. But that's what the coaches have to say. What's up, Josh? That's what the coaches have to say. I think the most interesting thing is what Shane Gailey had to say about the offense and predicating it to these players. Makes me very interested. Tackles can't be any worse than last year. That's 100% true, Fred. 100% true. What's up, Dominic? They might just be doing conditioning drills now. Yeah, Havoc. I think, honestly, I don't really think they've been going through much schematic stuff and walkthroughs and throwing passes and stuff. I think they're bringing it along slowly. Doug has a lot. Doug has a lot. Weight. All that worrying. You'll be okay, sir. Thanks, Vic. I appreciate that. What's up, Doug? Fins up. What's up, Victor? The John Reagan's 43-yard touchdown versus the 4 is not. Oh, we got a troll in here. We got a Redskins troll. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, the Washington football team troll. I think he said fins down before. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. What's up, Cody? I saw a video they're doing just conditioning drills. Yeah. I'm not worried about it. Washington potatoes. 36 days till kickoff. Yes, I'm very excited. Doug is so insensitive. I'm a little sensitive. People like to call me sensitive. Here comes the band hammer. So glad we didn't draft Haskins. I was too. If you guys go back and watch that draft, I was very happy. I didn't want Dwayne Haskins. You can go back and watch my draft prospect video on quarterback. I didn't like Dwayne Haskins. I think I had him second, and I said he has accuracy issues, and a lot of the things I talked about kind of came to fruition in the season. I wasn't a big Dwayne Haskins fan. So first 2 weeks just conditioning. Yes, they are. Doug, what side of the O-line stronger, left or right? I don't know. It all depends on the tackles, to be honest with you. It's not the Washington football team. It's the Washington. Nah, it's the Washington football team. Own up to the name of your team, because it's not that anymore, because your coach loves money. Your owner loves money. I apologize. Read that team hasn't been relevant in how many years. Alex Smith deserves his job back. Yes, I hope he gets his starting job. I'm very happy that he was cleared to actually play football. That was a bad injury. It was a very bad injury. I wanted to ask you some Dolphin stuff, but first I want to tell you August 18th I'm having a heart procedure, and they're putting something called a Watchman in me. Well, Josh, I hope it goes well. I'm praying for you, bud, and you take care of yourself. We need you around, my dude. Do you think we will run the same amount of trick plays or more or less with the new OC? I think it all depends. I think Brian Flores is a very he'll call it when it's needed situation, like with the one against the Eagles. I think it was against the Eagles where Jason Sanders threw the touchdown. So yeah, I think it all depends. What are you saying? Can I see the ball in the background, please? I want to see the signatures. Oh, this one? It's not real, though. It's going to make me knock things down, taking it down. This one? It's not real, though. They're not like I said, they're not real signatures. You could tell it's like the printed on. And it has all the championships and stuff on it. But yeah, it's trying to read, like Antonio Freeman is here, Junior Seau, Patrick Surtain, Zach Thomas. Like these signatures, Sam Madison. These signatures are just looks like they were signing the signatures when they were going through it. And like, who is this? Who is that? Trying to. There's Freeman, like I said. I don't know. But yeah, it's not real. They're printed on, but I love this football because I love this logo. It's on my forum. This is my favorite logo. The helmet is real. Yes. Now I got to put this back and hope it doesn't fall over since you wanted to see it so badly. The helmet is real. I'm not taking the helmet down. Not taking the helmet down. The helmet is real, though. That is a legit, authentic NFL helmet. That doesn't fit my head. We play for the top 10. No, we're not. The future, the past. I've never met such a pessimistic Dolphin fan in my entire life. Baseball signatures are even worse. I think it depends on the player. I don't think it really depends on the sport. Put the helmet. I can't put Finside. First off, what's up, Finside? Guys, be sure to check out Finside the NFL. I was on there with Jason, a couple weeks back. Great stuff over there with Reason and EM. Reason, I can't put the helmet on because the pads are too thick and it doesn't fit. Like last time I put it on, I thought my brain was going to come squeezing out of my ears. I got to get new padding on the inside of the helmet. I'd show you guys, but again, if I take the helmet off, I'm going to knock the football off, and then I'm going to knock TD off of there. And not TD Fins talk. I'm talking about the legit TD, the mascot. Do you think we'll keep 3 quarterbacks? Yes. I do. And if we don't, I see you guys set me up for this. You guys ask me questions and then I give you hypothetical answers and then I get in trouble because people get mad at me. Bring it to training camp next year and let's get to it. Assign it. You bet your sweet Aunt Bippy I'm going to bring that helmet to training camp next year. And I'm going to training camp next year. So you bet. Thanks, George. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your subscription to this hodgepodge of great stuff. See the future, the past. I would agree that you're a realist if you weren't so on the net. There's a difference between being too optimistic, pessimistic, and a realist. You're a little bit too far to the pessimistic side for me to agree that you're a realist. I'm not knocking you for it. You know, I respect you and I respect where you're coming from, but it's just what you say doesn't really back it up. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, EM, we'll try to like plan when the 3 of us can go at the same time. Like I'll try to plan a day where all of us can be there. Come on, spoil us, man. Show us the darn helmet. You guys get this video to 200 likes because we're at 136. I got 260 of you in here. You guys get this to 200 likes. I'll show you the helmet. I'll give you an in-depth look at the helmet, but you got to get this video to 200 likes and I will get up and I'll get you the helmet. But the funny thing is I have to pack this all up anyway. Like I said, I'm moving. So I got to pack this up anyway. So you guys got to get another 49 likes. I will get my big fat ass over there and get that helmet for you guys. I'm just tired of waiting. Haha. I know. I love to. Yeah, we're all tired of waiting. We're all tired of the mediocrity. But you got to like look at it and assess things with a neutral mindset. I try to. People tell me I ride the fence because I don't go too optimistic and too pessimistic. But that's just who I am. I'd rather be surprised than let down. I like to stay in the middle. Do you think with the new playoff system and everything going on with the opt-outs, do you think we may be able to sneak into the playoffs? Dominic, yes. But you also have to understand we have a lot of new players on the team. We have a lot of young players on the team. So without a preseason and a legit training camp, it might take a little bit of time for them to get gelling. So don't be surprised if we start the season like 1-3. It won't let me hit like this video again. Well, I only need 30 more and I got 256 in here. You're here. Hit the like button, Sean says. I have 70s quarterback helmet, which signed with all great players from 1 to 15 season. That's awesome. I went to training camp / VIP section, got them all. That's really cool. I got the same helmet, but it has Mike Wallace's signature on it. It was a gift. Should I erase it and get a better signature? That's up to you. It's up to you. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about Mike Wallace. I think injuries will make this season interesting. Yeah, it is. It really is, and that's a big thing that you got to look out for it because, like I said, there's not a lot of conditioning going on. Do you think we should sign some of the guys that are playing under their rookie deals to new deals before they test free agency next year? Yeah, I honestly think that that's the best thing to do. Is if they're producing, and I will go to my grave saying this. Jarvis Landry's situation was completely and utterly mishandled. Completely and utterly mishandled. They should have gave Jarvis Landry a contract extension before his final year. So when did we trade him? 2017? Did we trade him? They should have gave it the year before. But again, we had Tannenbaum, we had Gase running the team. Greer was just in the back seat, hoping and praying that they don't crash the car. It was a huge mistake because you waited until he had another year. He had another very good year. Then he wanted more money. They would have signed him before his last year. They could have got him for like 10, 11 million a year, and it would have been still on the freaking team. They waited too long, and you can't wait. If your future talent is producing and has been producing consistently for 3 straight years, you sign the man before he gets to his 4th year, because then if not, he's going to want to walk and get more money because he thinks he can get more money, and then you're going to have to franchise tag him. They did crash the car. They did, Jacob. They did. And then Greer had to call up a mechanic named Brian Flores, and he brought the car to the shop, and they ripped off the horrible paint job, and they had to take all the dents out, and they had to do all this stuff, and now they're building it back up from ground zero. Guys like that analogy? We dislike toe. You dislike who, Mike? Looks like you're trying to say me. We're gonna have problems. Why you dislike? We dislike you. So, Mike, you dislike me? Mike Banas? I think that's how you say his name. You dislike me? You might have touched on this subject, but what do you think of our O-line? If the rookies can perform like I think they can, I think we're going to have a really good O-line. DDW, do you collect football cards? I just started because of Reason. Yeah, if you guys, like I said, haven't checked out FinSign the NFL, Reason's been ripping cards trying to get Reason. Did you find your Tua card? He's been trying to get some of you guys have sent me cards. I have them saved. I want to put them in something nice and have them up there. So yeah. Go check out FinSide. He's been ripping trying to find that Tua rookie card. Nope. Sports fan all day says I disliked. Do you want to see? Oh, I got one for you, sports fan all day. Do you want to see the face of someone surprised by that? I don't care. Sports fan all day. Trying to find a Tua autograph. I hope you do. I really do. If Howard and Breda do well this, got to get 6 more likes and I'm gonna go grab the helmet. If Howard or Breda do well this year, do you think they bring them back next year and still draft a running back in the next draft? Good question, Josh. We have Breda we have Howard for under contract for next year. I think we signed him a 2-year contract. Breda is the one who's a free agent. And I think if he does as well as I think he'll do, they will bring him back. 202. I'm a man of my word, and let's do this. I'm a man of my word. So if you guys can see, this is it. This is the beauty. My pride and joy. It has this on it, which I still haven't taken off, right? And this is how you know that this is a legit helmet. It says, do not remove this card until helmet is issued to player and he has read and understood the warning statement on the reverse side of the card inside the helmet. And there is that. I don't know if you could see it. But this is a legit helmet. This is a legit NFL helmet. These pads are way too big for me to put the helmet on. But it's the I think it's the Evolution helmet. Let me do it back here. I love it. It was a Christmas gift from my parents last year. It is heavy. It is so heavy. I know you guys want me to put it on, but I can't put it on. It doesn't fit my head because of how big these pads are. These aren't like the these are horrible pads. Like if I was an NFL player and I got my helmet, these things are so hard. I'd get better pads to absorb the hits. But you guys also have to understand something. This thing is heavy. If you guys have ever carried an NFL helmet and a legit helmet, like I played football, these things are heavy. To run around with these things on and try to keep up the speed and everything, ridiculous. How much did it cost? I don't know, Chief Bubba. It was a Christmas gift. I think these things are like $300. So I don't know. Put it on for 250 likes. I wish I could put it on. It literally doesn't fit my head. Like, I wish you could see how these pads, these don't give. There's no give to it. I got to get better pads. So what I'm going to do is, because you can take the padding off. I don't know if you could see. You can take the padding off. There's Velcro. I'm going to get better padding on the inside. I'm going to get like a thinner black padding so I could put the helmet on, and I'm going to get a visor. I want to put a visor on it. I might even get a different face mask. I might get like a green face mask. But yeah, this is the helmet. It's a legit helmet because it has the warning and everything. All right, I'm going to put it back. Watch it fall. It just, the whole thing just falls in my Lego helmet, which took forever. The Lego helmet is the worst thing to put together. And I also have the stadium right there. That's the Lego stadium. That thing took me weeks to put together because the pieces are so tiny. The stadium right there. My goodness. Just wear it when your daughter is born. I'm going to do it in the delivery room. What did Dolphin Dustin say? Why did Balaj say he wanted to race Breida? That boy just wanted more disappointment. I will say this. Balaj isn't slow. I think he ran like a 4.4 or I think it was like a 4.45 or something like that. Balaj isn't slow. But Breida is a whole different world. That man ran 22.3 miles per hour. That's not slow. I have a headache. A Dolphin helmet sure would help. No. Gary, unless you got a smaller head than me, which is a possibility, that helmet will cause your headache to be worse. Thanks, Doug, for doing what you do. Make the Finns community strong. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. You better handle that with care when you move. Oh, yeah. All of this stuff needs to be handled with care, especially that helmet. All of these autographs and stuff. You guys sent me 2 of these. I have stuff in a bin over here that I still need to put up. Dan Marino is the best quarterback not to win a Super Bowl. I think that is the smartest thing you've said this whole stream, sports fan. Balaj lacks vision. What size is the helmet? I don't know. I don't think it has a size. I may be stupid, but I don't think it has a size. Game speed is where it counts. Yeah. And Breida has that game speed. Don't be surprised when you do that. Your soon-to-be wife doesn't smack you. She will be mad. She's like, take that helmet off. I would not wear a helmet in the delivery room. Are you kidding me? Maybe if the next one's is a boy. Maybe. Then helmet will protect him. They do all. Just kidding, buddy. What happened? Doug, do you know Tannehill would outrun Breida? I don't want to say. I see. Here's the thing. There's certain subjects that if you joke about, it I'm going to leave it alone. I can't joke about certain things. People get too sensitive. Who's better in your opinion, Howard or Breida? As of right now, I would say Howard, but that's because I haven't seen much of Breida because Breida hasn't shown much. But yeah, Howard had his first 2 years, 1,000 yards, all pro. Can't poke the bear. No, not with some subjects. Tannehill, Rosen. What's another subject that you can't talk about? You can't joke about them. People get too upset. If we get a better record than the Bills, if we get a better record than Bills, we'll make the playoffs because we know Patriots are not with all the opt-outs and Brady left. So, Grayson, don't underestimate Bill Belichick. He went 11-5 with Matt Castle. I'm not sensitive, but just love giving you a hard time. No, it wasn't towards you. I know you can. That wasn't towards you. Because I wanted to make a joke off of what you said because it was funny what you said, but that wasn't towards you. I promise. As a daughter, dad, my youngest girl is fierce Finns fan. Don't underestimate your girl's ability to love football. Oh no, I'm not saying what I said about having a son. That doesn't implicate at all what my daughter will be. It's still it doesn't compute to me that I'm gonna be a dad. It's just crazy. What do you think is the biggest who do you think is the biggest crybaby in the NFL apart from Mika Fitzpatrick? Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is he is a shit talker, and he's such a baby to me. Rosen DW, can you talk about him all stream? You could talk about him all stream if you want. All right, Roadrunner. Oh, who you kidding, Dougley? We all know you're just a sensitive thug who needs a hug. Sean, you think I was messing around, Sean? I will give you the biggest hug and kiss on the cheek. Don't threaten me with a good time. Hey, Doug, do you know if Cameron Wake has signed with anyone? No. A lot of these vets are probably going to not sign with anyone. This offseason has been so weird because it's hard to bring people in and get them to do their physicals and go through the whole process because of COVID. There's all precautions that need to be done and all that stuff. So it's hard. That's why, Warford was just like, look, I'm just going to opt out this season and he's going to get back to, training and all that stuff and then come back next year when things aren't all wonked. Don't be surprised if, I forgot the name of the corner. He does it as well. So, Michael Thomas is the biggest baby. Yeah, I would say that. Don't be surprised if Belichick uses COVID to tank for Trevor. I don't know if that. I've heard that before, Havoc. I can't put 2 and 2 together that he would purposely tell his players to opt out so they can get Trevor, but then also go out and sign Cam Newton. I think it just so happens that those players decided it's better for themselves to not play this season. I don't think it was a situation where Bill Belichick is like, I'm going to pull one over on the season and get the best quarterback in the draft next year. And, I'm going to tank. Because don't get me wrong. I will absolutely 100,000% love to see the Patriots go 1-15, 2-14, whatever. I would love to see them lose a ton of games next season because I don't give a crap what the Patriot fans have to say. Hey, we had 8 opt-outs and we don't have Tom Brady anymore. We don't have Gronkowski. We don't have this one. I don't give a crap. If the Patriots have a horrible season and win like 4 games, I'm going to love it and rub it in all their face. Who do you think is the most underrated player on the Dolphins? I would have to say Baker. A lot of people look past Baker. That sounds real intelligent, Bubba. Havoc, what's up? That's amen to that. Honestly, I think Justin Fields is better than Trevor Lawrence. We'll see. I don't know if we'll see. It's going to be hard for Pats to get Trevor when the Jets are the worst team. Jets luck to win 4 games this year. You ain't wrong. You got Adam Gase as the head coach. You ain't wrong. It is what it is. Dolphins need to get a veteran O-line to train the new team. They have the cash 2-year contract for a great experience. O-line will bring these young guys along. Yeah, but those are progress stoppers is what they like to be called. You got these young guys who, you want to get them some play time. You want to get them acclimated so you could build off of them. You throw a vet like that in there, they're progress stoppers. You normally do that if you're like one player away or one piece away from going to the Super Bowl, then you throw these players in. The Dolphins right now are building for the future. So I don't know if going out and getting a vet, throwing cash at them would do that. Also, you have to think about this, right? Now, all of a sudden, the Dolphins have, 23 million in cap space. They gain like 10 million out of the opt-outs and stuff. That still needs to be paid next year. The Allen Hurns and Albert Wilson are still guaranteed their money next year. I know Allen Hurns is only guaranteed like 800,000, so he'll probably be cut and we'll still gain like 2 million. But Albert Wilson is due like 2 million. So that money's still going to be taken off the cap, and the cap space isn't going up next year from what I'm hearing. So I expect the Dolphins to carry over that cap space, so it will retroact the movement or lack of for the cap space. Okay, so my only concern with the upcoming season is the NFL going all MLB/NBA on us. I could give 0 poopies if we win 4 games, as long as we have a normal season with really real fans in the stands. Yeah, Sean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they're going to put fans in the seats at all this season. Do you hate when a non-beat writer talks about the Dolphins? It seems like they never know what they're talking about. Not really, Chandler, because that's essentially me. I'm not a beat writer. I'm not in the organization. I can't go to training camp and stuff. And I talk about the Dolphins, 4 or 5 times a week. So technically that's me. And you guys listen to me and trust me. I could be talking out of my ass half the time, but I don't. I just want to make sure that's clear. I would say a good, I don't know what the ratio of percentage that I'm right about the things I say, but I don't think I'm that big, much of a slouch. You're all fuzzy, Doug. In what way? Beard wise? Well, you pay attention. I'm talking about people who don't what we're doing. That's true. I get what you're saying, bud. Listen, the future, the past. Don't get sassy with me. Dolphins never had that many in the stands anyway. That'll change, though. You'll be surprised. Every year I went, that we had a good amount, more than I chose to Mark Kelly. I appreciate that, Roadrunner. Get to hear all the call outs and trash talk. Yeah. It's so weird watching baseball. So weird. Why do the Oilers have the same have to change their why did the Oilers have to change their name? They didn't have to. They just did it. I guess because Oilers was more associated with Houston, and now that they were in Tennessee, they were like, I think it's time to change our name because we're Tennessee, so they went with Tennessee Titans. Doug, you're better than non-beat writers because you focus solely on Finns. National media focuses on stars. That's very true. That's very true. When is the last time we sold out that dump of a stadium? It's a good question, and it's not a dump. How dare you? That stadium is absolutely amazing. The first time I saw it, and this is before they put the canopy on the top, it blew, like I got chills. And now it's even better. I wouldn't call it a dump. I don't know. When was the last time any NFL stadium sold it out? Yeah, when was the last time an NFL stadium they were like, oh, Monday Night Football, the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Tennessee Titans, sold out stadium. When was the last time you heard any NFL team sold out a stadium for a game? It's never been a dump. It's never been a dump. Oh, that canopy is awesome. But you just said it was a dump. You're contradicting yourself all the time. And this is why I call you pessimistic, the future, the past. This right here. All the time. They sell it out all the time. Come on. Have you talked about DeAndre Baker and the 4 counts of armed robbery? No, because he's a Giant. I don't give a crap about the Giants. I care about the Dolphins. Talk about the Dolphins on here and some other NFL news, but mostly like the big stuff. DeAndre Baker, he did what he did, and that is what it is. What's up, Dwayne? How you doing, bud? The MLB and NBA sellout. I don't know. I'll look it up, but I don't think it's a normal thing for NFL teams to consistently sell out. You know, like you said, all the time. I don't think that's true. I don't think they consistently sell out. It's hard to sell out a football stadium, especially when most people would prefer to watch it at home. What do you mean? What am I talking about? I'm responding to what you're talking about. A buddy of mine calls our stadium a dump. I said we renovate it. He says still a dump. I reply, well, at least it's not a Stell Ransom fan. I don't know what you're saying at the end of there, Dolphin Dustin. The NFL claimed that Wembley is sold out for every game, but if you were there, you know that it ain't true. You could say it's sold out, but when that camera does the overhead pan of the stadium and you see all those empty seats, that ain't sold out. There's no, you could say it's sold out all you want, but you know for a fact that upper tier in the stadium is empty 9 times out of 10. Sold out. There's a lot of Jets fans in Miami. When I went to the Jets and Finns game in 2007, it was like 60% Jets. That's because people that live up here, people that live in Foxborough, people that live in Green Bay, people that live in Chicago, all the northern hemispheric fans, when they're playing down there, it's like a vacation. Oh, I'm going to take 3-4 days, go to Miami, hang out, and then watch my team play. So that's why there's so many other fans down there. Do you think it's empty in Kansas City, Baltimore, and New England? You're taking what I'm saying and you're trying to twist it. You're saying consistently sold out. I'm saying there's no stadium that is consistently sold out. There's no stadium that there's not a seat in the house that they're all filled. I'm telling you that I can go back and look at games. I can go back and look at ticket history and tell you that Baltimore, Kansas City, New England, wherever, I could still get tickets for those games up to kickoff because they're not sold out, because there are still seats open, is what I'm saying. They're not, no NFL stadium is ever really sold out. There's always some empty seats, is what I'm saying. Like what I'm trying to do is, again, you went along and bashed the Dolphins, calling it a dump stadium, saying when was the last time they were sold out? Again, this is why I say the future, the past. Pessimistic. You say you're truthful, right? Not really, my dude, because you just bashed the Dolphins by saying their team is a dump stadium and when was the last time they sold out? My rebuttal is, 1, it's not a dump stadium, and 2, when has any NFL team sold their stadium out? They don't. That's my whole point, the future, the past. Like, what am I talking about? I'm having a rebuttal to your pessimistic take on the Miami Dolphins, and that's where I get that you're more on the side of negative. It just is what it is. Are there any players isolating themselves from their families this season? If so, are they on team property? Probably, Gary. I think they'll probably stay at a hotel or something like that. A lot of the people that, like, somebody asked me about this whole opt-out situation and asked me personally, would I opt out? And I said, if I was single, no, I wouldn't. If I was single, but I have a fiance who's pregnant right now. So if it was this situation, I'd have a conversation with her. And if she said to me, I'd feel better if you didn't, I would take that into consideration. No, Dolphinator, that one dislike is from Sports Fan All Day. Dolphinator says 224 likes and 1 dislike from Adam Gase. No, we all know who that 1 dislike is from, and that's Sports Fan All Day. We all know. Nobody's consistently sold out. I live here. It really is. All right. Take your word for it. Do you think Changeli was a good hire? I think it was a smart hire. I really do. I think it was a smart hire. We'll see how he does. We'll see if his innovative type style of offense, hopefully, can keep up with the NFL after 3 years of not doing it. But I think it was a smart hire. I think it was a smart move to build and have these young guys be in an offense that can be predicated for them. Yeah, time will tell, Mr. Ballgame. Gase was horrible. I somewhat feel bad for the Jets, yes. He needs Gase. Here's my thing with Adam Gase, right? As a head coach, as a guy who calls plays, schemes, all that stuff, he's not bad. His biggest problem is he needs to get out of his way, and he needs to stop. He has an ego problem that he's not wrong. You're wrong. No, it will work, and he'll just keep doing it until the wheels fall off. That's Adam Gase's biggest problem. If he can get out of his own way, he'll be a really good head coach. With all the players opting out as much as they've been, I really ought to present players stuck in limbo with a great opportunity to prove themselves. Any idea who will replace Hearns and Wilson with? I think they'll stick with some of the undrafted guys, Sean. I think Kirk Merritt, I think is going to – I've said Kirk Merritt, Matt Cole will make the team before the opt-outs happen. I like Matt Cole as a slot receiver. I think he could be a really good slot receiver. Kirk Merritt is a very dynamic wide receiver. Just needs to tweak his route running a little bit. It's a little sloppy. But even like Gary Jennings, Mac Hollins, these guys aren't any slouches to just look past. You all know Reason likes Kirk Merritt. So yeah, do you think the NFL teams will wear hockey style helmets? I saw that they were trying to do some type of plastic like slitted mesh thing on their mouths, which I think would be smart. So yeah, I think they'll try to do something. They're trying to do something. As much as we want the season to play, NFL players, owners, and head coaches want the season to play. So we'll see what happens. Shouldn't even be an OC. You guys are Adam Gase is an OC, not a head coach. I actually agree with that, George. I think he would be better suited as an offensive coordinator, but again, he needs to get out of his own way. Miami will sign a wide receiver after the cuts before the season starts. I don't know if they'll do it that soon because there's a lot of stuff you need to learn. Yeah, Cole can be a slot guy, punt returner, kick returner, and special teamist and gunner. He is so versatile. They can let him get away either, in my opinion. Yeah, I think he'll make the team. Do you think Jakeem has a breakout year? Kyle, if he could stay healthy, yes. But the man needs to stay healthy. That's his biggest problem. I'm excited for the season, but not at the same time. Well, because we don't know. It's a very big unknown right now. Do you think Bobby McCain said he didn't like it? He couldn't even get through the warm-ups with the one helmet. He said that yesterday. Dolphinator, yeah, I talked about that. It wasn't yesterday. I think it was the day before in his press conference. He was talking about it, but it was a different type of mask because he had a face mask on. The mask that they're trying to incorporate, there's a gap. So it's you know how you have a visor? It's under the visor. So it's up against the bar. So you still have room to breathe. So it's a different type of mask, Dolphinator. Our wide receiver room is better than people think. Yeah, but it's because a lot of people don't know the wide receivers that are on the team right now. Thank you, Cashflow. I appreciate that. Would we have any chance to bring back Jarvis? I think so. It's whole different people, and I think Chris Greer would probably do that because that's the thing people got to remember. Adam Gase had control of the 53-man roster his 3 years with Miami. Complete control over the 53-man roster. He didn't want someone on the team. He wanted someone on the team. He had the control. So I don't see why not. I still don't feel we have a winning wide receiver room. I think if Devontae Parker can duplicate what he did last year and Preston Williams can continue off the success he did at the beginning of his season, I think we do. I think those two guys are dynamic, and one person is going to get double teamed. The other one will be open. Adam will only succeed if he has another Peyton Manning, probably not to be stupid play calling. That's true. That's very true. Because I think that's what Peyton did. Peyton didn't like what he called. He was like, no, this will be better. Because like I said, Adam Gase is stubborn and he just sticks in his own ways. Do you think we need a different kicker? I don't think so, Jacob. I like our kicker so far. We'll see what he can do. That's the other thing, right? I said before, Devontae Parker and Preston Williams, if they can continue to produce off what they did last year, one of them will get double teamed, right? Leaving the other one open. Say they both get double teamed. Can you guys get, all right, let me ask you guys a question. Devontae Parker and Preston Williams are both getting double teamed, right? Who is now the next dynamic guy that is going to be left wide open and going to produce off of these two wide receivers doing something great? Name the next guy who's going to produce off of those two guys getting double teamed and will continue off of his success off of last season. He was on the team last season. Who is the guy? Yep. Daryl got it. Florida kid got it. Gesicki. Gesicki was one of the top targeted tight ends second half of the season. So if you got Preston Williams and you got Devontae Parker doing their thing, so they're trying to shut them down, we got Gesicki going out there doing his thing. Gesicki will undoubtedly have a bigger year with those guys getting the blunt of it. And also Jakeem Grant, like you guys are saying. But my biggest thing about Jakeem Grant is the man needs to stay healthy. Jakeem Grant needs to stay healthy. He needs to stay on the field because he hasn't played a full season for us. So that's the only reason why I didn't say Grant, and I'm saying Gesicki will prosper because Grant needs to stay healthy. Mike Gesicki is going to get even more targets now. He's the most slot and boundary targets out of tight ends in the league last year. Yes, he did. Jakeem Mighty Mouse Grant. Just got to stay healthy. Just noticed the live stream. How late am I? You're about an hour and 7 minutes late, Sean Brooks. I'm about to get off in like 10 minutes. I have to finish packing and I gotta go food shopping. And I got to get horns honked at me. We have a good wide receiver core group and excited about cornerbacks. Grant needs to not return kicks. That's getting him hurt. Gesicki will get more throws in the slot. Yes, I agree. No more kick returns for Williams or Grant. Yes, I think that's why Matt Cole and Brandon Jones were brought in. He's going to hate because someone got to do it. Wait, what did Mr. Ballgame say? Who's hating? My nose is itchy. Fans of the NFL. That's my point. Why is the dude so negative even before they even played a game? I missed that conversation. All opinion based. You're entitled to that. Sports fan all day. Well, sports fan all day is a Washington fan. That's why. Mr. Ballgame. He's just being a troll. Fitzpatrick got most running yards back. The O-line was doo-doo. The O-line is not improved. Same this year. Yeah. If the O-line does not improve from last year, which I think is impossible because the offensive line was so hot garbage last year, I honestly think that this team will do better. The fact that they won 5 games with that offensive line and that defensive line, it just astounds me. Is it not me? I didn't say poop. We talk about Roadrunner. Malcolm Perry may become our full-time slot receiver, and I'm okay with that. I'm really interested on where he'll play the most. Why are we still holding on to Rosen? Because George Rosen still has talents. Rosen can still prove to be a viable asset to the team, and Rosen costs about $2 million a year. So if you can get, have a good day, Doug. Great stream. Off to wake up my daughter. Y'all know my suffering soon, brother. Stay blessed, my dude. All right, Rosen. All right, Reason. Take it here, brother. Guys, be sure to go check out Inside the NFL. It's a very good live stream YouTube channel. But Fitz isn't going to be on the team next year. Fitz is going to probably retire after this year. And to have Rosen on the team for barely anything as a backup, it's smart. It's just smart. Rose is available. At Rosen, yes. Sport fan all day is trying to sell beef. Huh? Great quarterback in the NFL should be able to make any team's wide receiver succeed. If Brady and the Pats were to have our wide receivers last year, then the Pats would have never been better. That's true. Noah Igbenogany can return kicks too. I don't know if I'm but here's the thing with that, Lewis, and I do agree with you on that. I don't know if I'm taking my 30th overall pick and putting him at kick returner. Because if we're not doing it with Grant and we're not doing Preston Williams, I'm not taking a high draft pick and putting him out there. I'd love to give Rosen one more chance with an O-line, maybe get some full return for him in a trade. Yeah, I would love for him to show me something. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm rubbing my eyes. I got all this crud in my eyes. Yeah, I'd love to see something out of him. Can Josh Rosen be our backup quarterback? Yeah, I think he will be. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. Like I said, I got to start packing some more. Like I said, this is going to start slowly disappearing, and then I'm going to be standing in front of a blank wall. But I got to start packing, and I go food shopping, or my fiance is going to kill me. But it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. We got 232 likes in this video. We almost had 300 people in the chat hanging out. Complete and utter blast. I will see you guys not next weekend, but the weekend after that. Like I said, I go live every other Saturday. But the next time you guys see me live, this will be different. I'll be in my house, finally in my house. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys all for hanging out. Like I said, it's always a blast. I look forward to these Saturdays all the time. But like usual, guys, stay classy. Fins up.